What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and today I have a very exciting video for you guys. So I recently got a message from the devs about this map, which I have on screen right now, 123 balanced statistically hard locations. This is what they said. If you're interested, with data we've gathered some of the most statistically hard locations, and in our office, which was full of gold rated players, we were completely lost. So I would assume these are the locations that people do the worst in duels and that kind of thing. No idea what to expect here, but it sounded very tempting for a video, and I'm very excited to see how I can do. So my thought is here that I'll do some no moving and then test out NMPZ. And I'm guessing the NMPZ is going to be completely impossible. Let's find out here what it's like on no moving. So here is the first location. I mean, without looking around, this sign looks kind of maybe South American or North American. I think it's the Americas here based on the landscape. If I had to go for a country without looking around, maybe like Argentina. The sun appears to be midday, so the shadows are not particularly useful, but let's have a look around here. Okay, so no Google car, obviously. Ooh, could it be like Bolivia or Peru as well? Maybe. Oh, this is a very difficult round indeed. And I'm guessing the sun here, yeah, it's basically just east. That means it's midday. Slightly south, maybe you could say. So that would maybe lean us northern hemisphere. I wouldn't trust that too much though. Okay, so thoughts here. California with this really wide road, like North America would make sense, I think. Bolivia, although I think if it was Bolivia, I'd recognize it. So maybe not Bolivia. It could be like Greece or Spain. Like those are definitely possible here. This is actually like very difficult no moving. So I think it was no joke here. We can check the car blur. Ooh, it looks like the USA car blur. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, this one's kind of hard to explain, but when you have two Jags like this that are kind of even, that's the kind of blur you see in some Asian countries and USA in Generation 3. Yeah, it's kind of complicated, but I think this should be California then. If it's a Trekker, we could still be wrong. So it's not guaranteed, but I was already thinking California. I think the landscape fits, and I think I want to go like east of San Jose here, maybe inside these hills, or they might be a bit greener though. Maybe over here. I'll go here instead. Let's give that a go. And okay, it was California. Even without looking at the car meta, was initially one of my thoughts, so I'm happy with that. And it was Northern Hemisphere, so the sun was not lying after all. Next one here immediately just looks like Prado Bay to me, the Prado Bay Road. So let's have a look around here. Yeah, we got like American style lorries. We can look at the blur here again. It's Generation 3 US again. So yeah, it's got the right blur. Let's see what the angle of the road is here. This should be a fairly straightforward one. Now, the angle of the road is kind of interesting. Maybe like over here, but even that is not quite right. I guess this part here, does it bend around? It bends eastern. So yeah, I don't know. Actually, maybe I'm confused here, because I would think if we're in Prado Bay, these hills are too big. So we have to be a bit further south. Maybe I am wrong. I mean, it is the statistically hardest map, so maybe I'm reading into it a little bit too little, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe down on this road here, just before you get to the hills. That would be my assumption here. And I'm not really seeing the right road angle again here, but I'm just going to pick something here that somewhat works. I'm going to go right there. And it was the 5K. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting to get any 5Ks on this map, let alone in Alaska, but there you go. That was not too bad. So let's head through to the next one. We're 2 for 2 so far. Oh, I think I know where this is. I think this would be like either Alor Island, which is this one, or more likely probably Lembata Island. So let's have a look around here. And yeah, we have the white Google car that fits. See, the problem with this location is it looks like Peru. So you really have to know your stuff in order to get this one correct. I'm not surprised that most people go wrong continent here. It's so dry. Like you normally associate Indonesia with being less rocky and less dry. I think if you go the wrong continent, you probably go like Peru or something. But no, I do believe this is one of the ones I mentioned. We're inside the hills here. So that doesn't bode too well for Lembata. You're normally driving along the coast in Lembata, I feel. It's still possible perhaps on like one of these roads, but I'm going to wonder about Alor now. So Alor maybe has some inland roads. I can't really remember, to be honest with you, but I'll probably just go there. Could be Timor as well. And okay, it was South Sulawesi. Well, that is difficult. I've never seen a Sulawesi round look quite like that. Maybe the angle of the mountains and the fact that we were inside them does like check out for Sulawesi more, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised there. Can't lie. Still 3,000 points, still the correct country. We are 3 for 3 so far. Next one here, clearly Russia. We got a Russian number plate here, Russian flag. Okay, if everyone gets it wrong, then it's probably going to be East Russia. Statistically, people just click Moscow, and then it's so far away that statistically people just never get a good score on here. That's my thought. Do we get anything here? Well, it's urban Russia. There's almost never anything useful on urban Russia. Oh, here's something. We have this steering wheel on the correct side here, so on the Russian side. That's interesting. What about on this car? Here we have the steering wheel on the right. So yeah, that's basically what I was expecting to see here. Like basically anything east of Krasnoyarsk, you start to get a lot of cars with the steering wheel on the wrong side for right-hand drive. So this one being on the right means it's from Japan. It's a left-hand drive country car. We also appear to have the white Google car here. It's quite difficult to actually see it properly because of the rubbish underneath. But yeah, I would say this is probably just in Khabarovsk or Vladivostok. Can we confirm any further here? We do have like a birchish looking tree here, so yeah, I'd probably lean Khabarovsk here. It's actually in Blagoveshchensk, which I always pronounce incorrectly, but another good score, to be honest with you. Not bad. And the final one here is, what, before I look around, it's generation 4. Okay, this one's difficult. Could it be Africa? When we turn around and see a big Google car, that kind of would make sense to me. The big cactus is interesting. Maybe this is like up in the hills in Argentina. Okay, NMPZ, I'm not sure here. Let's take a look around. Okay, we have the front of the Google car here. This is a generic Google car. We've got a bunch of cactus, like a bunch of like low-lying trees here and mountains to our west. I think the options here in my mind were Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil. And now that I saw these houses, they look very Brazilian in comparison to any other option. Like, I don't know, you just tend to know once you've played so many games what Brazilian houses look like, and this is that. So yeah, I would say, like, despite it being a very strange landscape, which I wasn't associating with Brazil, especially some of these cacti, I think I have to trust these things. And also, we do have like kind of a Brazilian looking fence there as well. So we got mountains west here. There's plenty of mountains west up in the north of Brazil. I think it looks probably most like Pernambuco, so let's see if we can find some west mountains there. You know what, these ones definitely like probably around the same size, so I'm just gonna go for that. And okay, well, it's actually just Batia there. Actually, if it's like a low scoring map, even the people who get it right get it wrong. You know what I mean? Even the pros who are able to get it right still get a poor score. So that kind of makes sense that a lot of these final rounds have been around 3,000 points. So there we go. Oh, we just narrowly miss out on 20,000 points there, but I would say this is a pretty good effort. Given the fact that we got all 5 correct on no moving, let's head through to NMPZ and see what everyone is struggling with still. Okay, this is an interesting one. So immediate logic, right? We have a ton of eucalyptus trees here. That makes me think if this is so difficult, this is not Australia. Just psychologically speaking, that would make sense, would it not? So then we have to consider what are the options left. In South Africa, sometimes you get a eucalyptus forest like this. They're kind of rare. With South America here, it does kind of look like it. Honestly, would be a good guess, but it's generation 2 camera, which is exceptionally rare in South America, honestly. So pretty much just discounting that. We could be back in California. That would be a crazy one. Not out of the question. There is a decent amount of Gen 2 in California or Mexico. Then I would definitely think of like Portugal, Spain here, just because, you know, they do have a lot of eucalyptus forests, especially up in this region here. So that's what we've got to work with here. The fence does not feel particularly European. I think that's leaning me South Africa, to be honest. Yeah, it is definitely a strangely dense eucalyptus forest, but it makes enough sense. I mean, George has a lot of locations that can look like this, but I'm thinking maybe it's more so up towards East London, Durban. So I might hedge East London here. I don't love the guess, but it makes enough sense to me. And it was, wow, Italy. Okay, let's have a look around at this one. Yeah, I didn't think the fence felt particularly European. Maybe Italy makes more sense for it. Even no moving. Do I get this no moving? I don't know. I feel like I still maybe even would go South Africa on no moving here. So that one's an exceptionally tough one for sure. I mean, you get a lot of eucalyptus on Sardinia, but not really on Sicily. So that's a surprising one for sure. Next one here. Ooh, wait, this is immediately something interesting. It looks like the US. So why is this on this map? Maybe it's southern Brazil. Maybe that's what's going on here. The road feels very American. It's definitely in the Americas here, in my opinion. We've got the insulator on the top of the pole. Definitely something you see a lot in the US, Canada. Can be seen elsewhere. We've got corn crops here. The sun there to the south. Wait, this has to be US. Why is the sun to the south? If I was thinking this is super bait, I would just kind of click like RGDS. That could at least fit, but surely this is just like somewhere over here, maybe like Virginia or something? Or maybe it's like Arkansas, like a really baity Arkansas, and that's why people get so few points on it. Man, I don't know. I think I'll go like Arkansas, Missouri here. I don't know what's making it so difficult. People like click east and it's actually west or what? Like there's no way this is Mexico, man. Everything feels American. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting gaslit here. Maybe people didn't recognize the poll, like the lower level players, and they go Europe or something. I'm going here. Oh, what a guess. That's beautiful. Ends up being right on the far western part of Kentucky there. We're surprisingly close. Let's have a look here. Why do people go the wrong continent? What the heck? I don't understand. Like on no moving, it's even easier. So yeah, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but interesting that's on the statistically hardest map. Next one here looks like Russia immediately. This is some Russian road surely, unless this is one of those Canadian roads that looks like Russia. Not out of the question, actually. Maybe like a North Saskatchewan. Okay, we really got to think here. I think these, maybe they look more like aspens than birches, to be honest. They got like a kind of a strange gray trunk, which I don't know if I'd see that kind of tree in Russia. I feel like on NMPZ people are going Russia here though. Also to note, the road is really wide. It wouldn't really make much sense for Europe, but in Russia you do get a decent amount of wide roads, of course, though it's a meta for out west. So I think Canada. I don't know. It could also be US, and it could also be a number of other places. I think Canada's my best option here. I think there are some roads up this direction that kind of look like this, but I am just worried about like a Quebec or an Ontario here. So I don't know. I thought it was decently north at least. I'm going to stick with my guns here and go Saskatchewan, but I just hope it's North America here. And okay, not too bad. It was actually British Columbia, right latitude. It was Western Canada, so I'm happy with that guess, honestly. Not too bad at all. And on NMPZ, definitely tough. On no moving, you'll see the Google car here, so that would help you not go Russia. But NMPZ, definitely Russia is pretty valid here. If you squint, it definitely looks like Russia. If you look at the trees, a little bit less so. But okay, next one here. This one is just Nigeria. Maybe it got updated, so it used to be harder, but this is clearly Nigeria. Maybe people think it's a Brazil poll. I think this is actually the statistically hardest map for normal players, but they've seen this Brazil poll and they've just gone there. But yeah, if you've played quite a bit of Geoguessr, you know these polls show up in a number of countries. One of them is Nigeria, and this really low quality camera shows up in the like kind of south half of Nigeria. I would go like here maybe. Yeah. Okay, in round 5. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we got a huge blur here. So clearly somewhere in the world where they've got the huge blur, you know, all the countries with the pickup trucks. Immediate thought here was downtown Dakar. And yeah, I don't actually see anything to like take me away from going that. My other thought was like, could this be an exceptionally dry Panama? Not really feeling it. Copyright, I think, is 2022. So that would also preclude it from being possible. Two options here would be St. Louis or Dakar. I think when you get like built up rich buildings, you just go Dakar. Yeah. I definitely get people getting that one wrong though, especially at the lower level with the car missing, like it was fully blurred out. That's a difficult round for sure. But okay, Italy was a true spicy one. The BC was also hard. Everything else there pretty straightforward, I would say. Next one here. Oh, now this one is hard. When you kind of get these resort locations kind of built for tourists to feel like they're at home, it always gets tough. Okay, let's run through the options here. So Southeast Asia immediately feels pretty likely. Malaysia, Singapore. Would you see this in Singapore? Probably not, but you know, an interesting thought. Philippines even maybe, Indonesia maybe. I could see this being like a US overseas territory. It's not out of the question. Maybe like Guam, NMI. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. If I'm thinking about the psychology, or not psychology, but the kind of like makeup of the map, how these locations were decided, then I feel like new players miss Guam and NMI a lot. So I'm kind of liking that idea. We have like a very American style bins, an American style fire hydrant. Like that would be maybe possible in Philippines, but very weird for these ones. So yeah, I think I'm actually between these two now, maybe even US Virgin Islands, though the vegetation feels more Western, more Asian. So maybe Guam? I feel like Guam's more likely to look like this in NMI. I'll try that, but I'm very curious to see where this actually is. And okay, it was actually USVI. Yeah, I mean, 0 points, but honestly, a decent guess, I feel. Yeah, these palms actually here, they would be weird for Asia. These like very glistening, thin-leafed palms. I don't know what they're called, but they look more like the ones you'd get maybe in like Bermuda or something. So that makes sense to me. And yeah, it was part of the United States. We maintain our country streak with 0 points to boot. So yeah, 15,000 kilometers away. Not too good there. Next one here. This is something I'm pretty sure in Ontario or Quebec. Looks like that would be in English. So yeah. Does it kind of look like maybe like this peninsula or on Manitoun Island or something in one of the provincial parks? I think I've seen rounds on this peninsula that look similar. We're near Unia. I don't know what that means. Can't see it there. What about on the island here? Can we see something saying Unia? No, but I'm still fairly confident here. East, northeast. Oh, even the angle is kind of nice here. We could be like around here. Let's go for this road here and see how we're looking. Oh, it actually was that peninsula. I've never had that round before. I just recognized the kind of way it looks. That's a really nice guess. It's a shame that we didn't find the place name, but I think it was like a name of a hiking trail or something. That's a really good one. Okay, next one here. Well, we've bounced back on this seat at least. Ooh, what's going on here? Huge wide blur. Is it actually Japan? It looks so European. I definitely see why this one's on. It looks like you're just going to click Hungary or something, but I think this is actually maybe Hokkaido, because like why else would it be so flat? We do have the wide blur here. The pavement's all wrong for being Switzerland, not to mention the landscape. And this driveway with the grass growing on it looks very Japanese. So even if I didn't see the low cam, I think I could get this in the context of the map. But yeah, this is Japan actually. Hills seem to be kind of north of us. I'm just going to go out here in the flat section. We're going northeast, so maybe we can even find a grid actually that kind of fits with that. Northeast, not that. Oh yeah, here we have some northeast kind of roads. I mean, maybe not quite the right angle, but I'll try this grid here. And okay, was a little bit further. Oh, it was where I initially looked, was it? Yeah. Okay, but that's not too bad. Really good score. Next one here. Ooh, this one is tough, but again, I think I recognize the location. For a new player, I totally relate to why they would miss this, but I'm pretty sure this is just inside the Caucasus in Russia. Now, I never really learnt these roads properly, but I think this road is probably near the Mount Elbrus road. I'm not entirely sure about that. We're in a big valley though, so maybe the valley I'm clicking right here isn't quite big enough. Still probably going to try it anyway. The valley looks to be kind of a north-south angle. You know what I mean? We see a big range north, so we'd have to be like here. I guess this town doesn't actually fit. Actually, I meant east-west valley. But yeah, maybe like this kind of thing here would work. I'm not really sure if they have coverage there though. Yeah, I don't know. East-west valley, maybe this one. Ooh, that looks really good. If my map would load, then that's kind of tempting. It's a big valley, like off to the northwest of it. Could we be on this road here? It's an interesting thought. It's like a dirt road though. I don't know. Honestly, the way the valley lines up, I really like it. Let's give that a go. Okay, was on the Mount Elbrus road. It was not the city I was looking at before. I was looking at this one, was I not? Actually, which one was I looking at? I don't even remember now. Well, anyway, we were on the right road. We switched off. That makes sense. If I could have seen this road, then I would have liked the look of it, but unfortunately, did not look at it. Still a good score. And the last one here. Ooh, now this is interesting. Okay, NMPZ, low-key kind of difficult here. Brazil probably comes to mind the most here. The trees do feel kind of right. Could this be Cambodia? This feels like one of those Cambodia-Brazil 50-50s. And normally these days, I do not miss those particularly often, but this one is low-key kind of tough. I think in Brazil, though, the road would be more red. I'm actually not quite sure. It almost looks like Ghana as well, but surely this is not Ghana. I think I would recognize the road in Ghana. No, I do believe this is actually Cambodia, but it's just one of those very reasonable ones where people miss the continent because the trees do feel quite Brazilian here. And yeah, it was just in that eastern part of Cambodia where you get a lot of those tougher rounds. So when we nailed all the ones here, apart from the one where we got the right country, but complete wrong part of the world. But let's have a look at this one again quickly. Oh yeah, there's the Google car. So with no moving, this is an easy one. I mean, you can still kind of make out that this pole, which we saw in NMPZ, is round as well. So yeah, but honestly, these trees do feel quite Brazilian. So let's do a 10-second NMPZ now to finish off the video and see if we can get some correct here. So let's see what we got. First one here, Parks Canada. It's like that one in, like, it's like Slave Lake or something, isn't it? No, I thought New Brunswick at first. Would have needed to look at that longer. And that is why the average score is so low, but I want a good score. Let's reset. This is Kenya, but where? Surprised that Kenya's on this map as well. And you've always got the follow car. Oh, it was up there, that's why. Not a particularly good score. It must be taking statistics from all divisions because any person who's in the top division probably doesn't miss that with the follow car in view. Next one here. Okay, repeat. So let's actually reset because we don't want to get repeats here.
A few moment.
I can't keep resetting. We only have 123 locations. I'm just gonna start to get repeats often, but okay, that's one I know here out east of Yakutsk. It should be around one of these towns here. Oof. Oh, it's this road, man. The one, like, flat road in Magadan. Everything else you see hills. This one, if you pan it correctly, it's completely flat. So, yeah, I mean, it was technically, you know, Siberia, but not a very good score. Next one here, again, that coverage in Nigeria seems to be very difficult for people. But, yeah, this is around here again. Different round. Next one. Ooh, 10 seconds. Looks like Europe, does it not? I don't know. It could be like Newfoundland as well or something. I'll try Newfie here, actually. Oh, it was Alaska. That's actually a crazy one. Okay, this one is actually turning up the heat on some of these locations now. This is a very cool round. Even if I thought it was Alaska, I would think it's like over here on this peninsula. So that's a fun location. I really like that one. And the next one, it's Oz, right? What are these bollards doing? Yeah, it's like Mount Gambier. Oh, it's Mount Gambier. It's a classic Mount Gambier. Like OG fans. No. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, I guess the road feels very WA, but that's crazy, man. Yeah, no, it's not that crazy, to be honest. If I was more in practice with Australia, I'd get that, but I just assumed because of the pine trees. If you know about Mount Gambier, you know. That's a homage to the fans, this one. Oh, what is this? This is a dumb one. This is like one of the Malaysian islands. I'm gonna go on this island here. Oh, it was Singapore? Not a bad guess though. Nice, right part of the world. There's too many people on the road for this to be a legit round. Like, if they actually got this with no people in frame, it would be cool, but yeah, there's just so many people around. It doesn't feel like a proper Geoguessr round when it's like a hiking trail, you know? So concludes our foray into this statistically most difficult map. I could say the map is difficult for the average person at home. I think even more so. Some of these locations were indeed very much on the high end of hard though. So hope you all enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, guys, and goodbye.